So I would like you to tell us, in your own view, how would you want to rate the impact of the intervention of the ministry in terms of real terms, poverty reduction and humanitarian impact?
Thank you very much. Again, I want to thank NTA and also thank the Honorable Minister for this, what will I say, is a grand way he has put the whole issue in a grand perspective. But there are key words that we have to take that is very instructive, that will enable us at least evidence the assessment of this administration. One of the key words is reform. He used it and even make sure that he try as much as possible, perhaps because of his professional background, to use an evidence of somebody who is trying to shift away from a particular habit. It's not an easy one. So reform is a key word. Then he used another key word, transparency. You know, transparency goes with accountability. That's another key word he used in trying to put a background to this whole discussion. Then another key word again is technology. You see, and once government is comfortable with those keywords and they are able to drive their policy, then there is legitimacy, there is trust. Because what has happened is that you will agree with me that before this government, there have been a breakdown of trust and people have been cynical. And with the new administration focus trying to strengthen the Ministry of Humanitarian and Poverty Reduction and beginning to use technology to help identify beneficiaries of cash transfer, you can see hope gradually emerging. And that for me is something that Nigerians must take very seriously. There is no doubt there is cynicism. There is no doubt that people are not too very happy with what has happened. And coming from that background, and with the recent policy of the government trying to remove oil subsidy and the inflation consequence, you could understand how impactful those policies are on the people of Nigeria. And so they are not very happy, and then you cannot blame them. But at the same time, you know, it's like you want to address a problem. You have to agree that there are steps and conditions you have to take. And that's why those three key words that I identified earlier on are very important. So the issue of transparency, I will agree that if you have been reading and familiar with the issue of social protection in the country, the level of reporting and media reporting as to how President Tinubu is going about achieving his target of 15 million Nigerians that will eventually benefit, you will agree with me that the reportage has increased dramatically. And I speak from the evidence as one of the key civil society that monitor the social protection cash transfer program for the last 3, 5, 6 years. If you recall, the recovering of Abuja loot, the $325.5 million that was used the first time in the world to finance cash transfer program across the entire country. We deployed over 300 civil society across the entire country, and NTA was part of the whole media team that we took across to see how cash transfer program was benefiting people. And I know that people are very cynical when they say, what is 5,000 naira? What is 25,000 naira? You know, you see, I say this, you can sit down in your comfort home in the urban center and say, what with 5,000? But when we visit the community and see the people who are benefiting from this cash transfer program, we know what 5,000 can do. We know what 10,000 can do. Particularly families who are not able to buy drugs when their children are dying. Particularly families who are not able to send their children to school. When they receive this sum of money, it helps them. It empowers them to form cooperative and beginning to feel the government impact. And so, coming from that history, President Tinubu putting priority on this issue of social protection and coming up with a target, and you would have also shown the $800 million secured from the World Bank, all in an attempt to finance the social protection program in Nigeria. That demonstrates political will. Because without political will, there's nothing you can talk about poverty reduction. And that's the whole mainstream of the humanitarian ministry. So poverty reduction all over the world, you need a strategy. And social protection cash transfer program is a key strategy. At least it's a way government try to leave no one behind.